Miss Ealand?
The report.
Thank you. Messages?
Information. Q21, answer negative. Q46, satellite link effective. Q9700. The computer readouts available from today.
Have them put straight through to me, will you?
Yes, sir. Mr. Freeman to see you, sir. All right, Mr. Freeman.
But the girl in reception calls me Alec.
So?
Well, doesn't that inflame you with jealousy? Obviously it doesn't.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east. And Juliet is the sun.
Voice print, positive identification, 9-7. Freeman, Alec E.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're new here, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
You must have passed all the tests.
All of them.
I bet.
Won't keep you a moment, Alec. Trouble? Oh, why else would I send for you? Take a look at this.
That's Westbrook Electronics, isn't it?
Yeah. What's left of it.
Well, what happened?
For 10 years, there have been setbacks. We've had accidents, miscalculations, errors of judgment, and other mishaps. Let's put Westbrook Electronics down to other mishaps.
You mean a UFO?
Well, there's no proof.
So bang goes the Utronic project. Just when we thought we really had something to track them down.
Now, don't panic, Alec. The Utronic equipment is safe. It wasn't in the building. It's intact, fully tested, and ready for shipment. The breakthrough. Shado have had moonbase and the other satellites operational for the past few months. There have been a few UFO sightings, but no interceptions. We've got the teeth. Soon we'll have the eyes. Now, Freeman, you know how important this is to our whole organization. Now, the Utronic design team and the equipment are ready to be picked up in Los Angeles and flown here to England. Now, I'm making you responsible for the security of the entire operation. I mean you, personally.
Right.
Stevenson Base, this is Seagull X-Ray. Liftoff check complete.
Liftoff clearance. Roger, Seagull X-Ray.
Brakes off.
Airspeed building. 130. 140. 160 V1. VR. Rotate.
Take over, will you, Bill? I'm going back to do my stuff with the passengers.
Right.
Herr Mahler? Good morning. Colonel Alec Freeman.
Ah, Colonel.
I'd like to congratulate you and your team, Herr Mahler. This looks like the breakthrough we've been waiting for.
Not my team, Colonel. May I introduce our chief designer, Virginia Lake?
How do you do, Colonel?
Well, for the first time in my career, I wish I was flying subsonic aircraft. The trip would take that much longer.
Just in case anyone's interested, I'm Phil Wade.
Oh, how are you? Well, looks like you're the answer to all our prayers.
Would you like to see the electronic equipment, Colonel?
I think your equipment is fabulous, but I am familiar with it.
Really?
Yes. For instance, I know that a eutronic beam travels instantaneously.
Almost instantaneously.
Well, anyway, it means we'll be able to detect UFOs even when they're flying many times the speed of light in deep space.
Go on.
So, our moonbase interceptors will have a chance to destroy them before they reach the Earth.
Very good.
I could tell you more over dinner.
Don't you think you better get back to your little seat up front?
I suppose so. I'll be seeing you.
Colonel, you were right. You are familiar with the equipment.
Everything okay?
Yes, sir. No sign of any activity.
Good.
UFO entering visual speed range.
Radar and visual alert.
UFO on radar track, speed Mach 5.
Thank God for the atmosphere. It's the best protection we have.
Have positive radar fix.
Well, it's up to skydiver now.
In position, sir.
Right. Stand by.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Launch stations.
Launch stations. Clear 1.
1 clear.
Clear 2.
2 clear.
Ready for takeoff, sir.
Okay, lift-off stations.
Lift-off stations.
Checking boosters.
Circuits.
Cut boosters.
H-pulse circuits,
Cutting
okay.
boosters.
Relays, okay. Good luck, skipper. Interlocks engaged.
Stabilize gyros.
Trigger circuits, okay.
Right. Stand by for liftoff. Shadow control from Sky 1, airborne. Position 020, red.
Roger, Sky 1.
Gentlemen, Miss Lake, Shadow Control have just informed me that a UFO is approaching the North Atlantic. I'm afraid we must assume that this aircraft is its target. We're going to reduce height in order to gain the advantage of cloud cover. This will mean we'll have to reduce speed, but of course in the dense atmosphere, so will the UFO.
Presumably that increases Shadow's chances of intercepting it.
Yes, it does. I'd fasten your seatbelts if I were you. Look, don't worry. It'll be okay. Anyway, we have a dinner date. I wouldn't let anything interfere with that.
Thank you.
I don't like it. These clouds give about as much cover as a G-string on a belly dancer. 10 degrees port.
Right.
Sky 1 to Seagull X-Ray, over.
Oh, Peter, am I glad to hear you. What's your position?
Right above you. Leveled off at 20,000. Sky 1 to Seagull X-Ray. Have UFO on screen. Closing rapidly.
Roger.
UFO at 12 o'clock. You are the target. Coming into attack. UFO entered cloud layer. Keep a sharp lookout.
Roger. Hold her steady.
Sky 1 to Shadow Control. Reporting direct hit on UFO. It's gonna crash into the sea.
Good shooting, Sky 1. Come in, Seagull X-Ray. Alec, are you okay?
I've aged about 5 years, but we're still in one piece.
Hello, Sky 1. Follow it down, Captain. Use your reconnaissance cameras.
Roger, will do.
Airspeed down to 600 knots.
Right. Lower heat shield.
Right.
Well, it must be quite a while since you landed an SST.
Just let's say it's part of the personal service. Shadow Control, this is Seagull X-Ray.
Confirm arrival, Stevenson Base.
Yes, Miss Ealand.
If there's nothing else, sir, I'll be going home.
No, that's all right, Miss Ealand. I'm about to leave myself. Good night. Straker.
Possible sighting, Commander.
Have trace on positive track. Course 428146 green. Speed 0 Sol 8. Range 32 million miles closing. Red alert. Red alert.
Control to interceptors. Have UFOs on positive track.
Green 140.
Moonbase to Shadow Control. Confirm UFO sightings. Going for intercept.
Maintaining speed and course. Apogee 027.324. Range 20 million miles.
Positive track green 140273. Yes, we have that. Roger. We confirm orbital reference. Speed correction. Sol 0.7.
I have green on 1, 2, and 3.
Roger.
Speed Sol 0.78. Range 17 million miles.
Anything?
No, nothing yet, sir.
Missile 3 destruct negative. UFO beyond interceptor range heading for Earth.
Pretty effective blanket detonation by the interceptors.
But not good enough.
Well, the one that got through is almost certainly damaged. Sky One should get it.
Where's that trajectory termination?
I'm just coming through, sir. North Atlantic, grid reference G6. Commander Straker, there's an aircraft entering the target area.
Confirm tracking 013. Area red 412. Have positive trace. Waiting for confirmation.
Well, if it's not a military jet, what the blazes is it?
It's not a commercial airliner. It's far too high and way off the air lanes.
XV-104 to control.
This is control.
Leveled out at 250,000. Airspeed 2200. Pressure normal. Cabin temperature 72. We'll start the test schedule when we get to area G6.
G6. Roger, XV-104.
Is that VAC? Have you an aircraft overflying the Atlantic?
Shall I call it off?
Now, hold on. Sir, it's an experimental jet on a test flight.
Commercial?
Ventura Aircraft Corporation. They're on the line.
I understand you have a jet over the North Atlantic. Grid reference,
G6.
G6. All right. Tell your pilot to alter course. Well, anywhere. Just get him out of that area. Look, I don't care how much money it costs. Get him out of there or you won't have an aircraft to test.
We're 150 miles from the test area. ETA, 4 minutes.
Right.
It's Skydiver, sir. Captain Carlin.
What's the position you're in, Captain?
Compute, we can go for immediate intercept after Sky 1 lifts off.
Right.
Stand by for liftoff.
Sky 1 airborne, sir. Going for intercept.
Course steady at 014. Airspeed 2185 knots.
Jim.
We're just about coming up to... What is it?
We'll soon find out. We're closing. Fast.
It's unbelievable.
Stand by with the reconnaissance camera. Try to get some close shots.
Have UFO on radar track. Closing in for attack.
Control to XV-104.
What is it, Control?
Alter course to 024.
Listen, Bill, forget the test schedule. We're onto something up here. I'll explain later.
Listen, Bolt, this is a direct instruction. Alter course.
Sorry, Control, out.
Get on to someone in authority. Dig the chairman out of bed if necessary.
What do I tell him?
I'll tell him the aircraft's violating a war game area. Anything. Just get it out of there.
Yes, sir.
Range 125 miles, closing.
You'll have to call it off.
Sky 1 attacks. That aircraft takes its chances.
Program set. Missile launch, 25 seconds.
Paul, there's another aircraft.
Just keep taking those shots.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Positive. UFO destroyed.
And the jet?
It was close. It must have been hit.
My eyes, what's happened to my eyes? My eyes,
Now,
what's
Mr.
happened to my eyes?
It's all right. It's all right. Come along, it's all right.
Right, thank you, nurse. Temporary blindness, Mr. Foster. In a few days, you'll be able to see as well as ever. My name's Fraser. Dr. Fraser. Where am I? Grenville Hospital. You ejected just in time. Hungry? I guess so. Good. I had some food sent in. What time is it? Nearly 2 a.m. How long have I been here? 6 days. I'll see about that food. What happened to Jim? He didn't make it. I'm sorry.
Onboard readout is go. Roger. You are clear for EO. Out. Lunar module to control. Separation A-OK. Module to moonbase control. Have visual contact.
Roger, Lunar Module. Have you on track for auto landing? The Lunar Module with Col Freeman on board is docking now.
Hello, Gay. Shall we start? Hello, Nina.
Hello, Colonel.
How's everything going?
Fine.
Good. How are things with you, Joan?
Fine, sir.
Is that your report, Lieutenant?
Yes, I think you'll find everything's in order.
Sure I shall. Shall we continue?
The spares situation might need reviewing. I'd like to see the level kept about 20% higher.
Funny you should say that. Straker asked me to get your ideas on the subject. He had the same idea. Hi, Colonel. Hi, Lou. What sort of times are you making on the interceptor launches, Lieutenant?
About 125 seconds flat.
That's pretty good. Well, that about wraps it up for this month. I'll report a clean bill of health.
Fine.
I have a possible sighting. Will relay details of speed and trajectory.
I have a trace bearing 062415 green. Confirm sighting, yellow alert. I repeat, yellow alert.
Good luck, Mark.
Okay, let's go.
UFO has entered area blue 634. Interceptors are in position, awaiting confirmation. We'll give computation of attack coordinates and missile timings as soon as possible. Red alert, red alert. Confirm unidentified flying object.
This is moonbase control. Red alert.
Repeat, red alert. Interceptors, immediate launch. Interceptors.
Immediate launch.
Our checks A-OK.
Interceptor 2, our checks A-OK.
Interceptor 1, our checks A-OK.
Switch to radio link 4. Onboard computer wave band
068.
Confirm speed 0.8.
Bearing 342047. That's it, don't lose it. Base to interceptors. Have the UFO on positive track.
Speed Sol 0.8.
Speed Sol 0.8.
Bearing 342047.
UFO maintaining course. Predict interceptors in range 51 seconds.
Control to leader.
Set onboard computer for the auto count.
Roger.
Missile launch, 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Our visual contact with explosion.
Detonation positive.
Did they get it?
I still have a contact, Lieutenant.
Double check.
Positive.
Predict UFO on collision course with interceptors. Impact 32 seconds.
Control to interceptor 2. Auto course to 024-201.
Impact 14 seconds.
Interceptor 1 to base. Request new course.
1 to base, request new course.
Control to interceptor 3. Alter course
024186.
9 seconds.
Interceptor 1 to base. Request new course.
Control to interceptor 1.
Alter course to
024218.
It's too late, Lieutenant.
Coming one.
Impact confirmed. Interceptor 1 destroyed.
Why, Alec?
You've read the report?
Yes. An astronaut killed. A UFO through the outer defenses. The report tells me what happened. Now, I want to know why.
I don't really know.
Oh, come on, Alec. I know you better than that.
Things happen so fast.
Meaning?
I can't be sure.
Well, look, I'll settle for an educated guess, Alec.
The error could have been human. A decision was taken, it could have worked, but the point is, it didn't.
Right. I want the personnel concerned, the 2 surviving astronauts and Lieutenant Ellis, back here on the next moon flight.
Right. Oh, what happened to the UFO?
We lost it in a radar blind spot. But one thing's certain, it landed.
Landed? Where?
Just about the worst place possible. Somewhere in an area of 50,000 square miles in northern Canada. Everything we got that flies is out looking for it.
I've completed grid search. Nothing to report.
Okay, Skipper. See you in 1 hour.
No, I'm going around once again. We'll stay alight long enough for one more run.
Looks a long way off, doesn't it?
Might as well be at the other end of the universe.
Has anyone seen Lieutenant Ellis?
She's in Central Park.
Thanks. Well, there's one of the lucky ones who'll be back on terra firma tomorrow.
If by terra firma you mean Straker's carpet. Rather them than me.
Gay, we all took the same chance. Ken was unlucky. These things happen. Nobody's to blame.
Paul, how are you?
Fine.
Doctors say you're in great shape.
Well, they should know.
Sit down, Paul. Cigar?
Oh, thanks.
Paul, you're a pilot. A test pilot. One of the best. And you've been through a traumatic experience. Still, that's all in the past. Consider the future. Your future.
My future?
What I thought was that you should take a rest. On full pay, of course.
Oh, of course.
I suggest that we talk again in, say, a couple of months.
One question.
Well?
Where's the cine film from the reconnaissance camera?
Now, look, Paul.
Where's that film?
Paul.
Got my report? You read it?
You wrote that report 3 days after recovering from a 6-day coma.
6 days, 6 weeks. What's the difference? Look, what I wrote is true. That's the way it happened.
Explosion. Strange lights. Unidentified flying objects.
Look, just process that film.
Both the plane and the film are with a military investigation unit.
All right, I want a hearing.
They will tear that story of yours to shreds. You will never fly again for me. Or for anybody else. Do you understand that?
Hi, Alec. Well, what do you think?
You should have warned me.
Well, I just considered that this was what any well-turned-out film executive would wear. Have to maintain our cover. I gotta start showing my face up top.
Talking of cover, I've had General Henderson on the line.
What does he want?
Foster wants a hearing.
Foster? A test pilot.
And he's no pushover. He knows what he saw and he's sticking to it. What happens if he starts getting close?
One man or the cover of a multi-billion-dollar setup? What do you think?
Well, I hope you find the surroundings to your liking.
It's a new twist.
To sit down. Comfort, privacy, complete security. What more could you ask for?
The answer to a couple of questions.
Try me.
Where's the cine film from the XV-104?
As I was about to say, fortunately, the camera in question wasn't damaged.
Then did I or didn't I see an unidentified flying object?
You're not sure.
Don't play games.
You know, I believe you saw something.
Well, at least that's a start.
Ah, coffee.
Look, Jackson, let's stop fencing around. Now, that film shows close-ups of an object, right? Now, I'm an experienced test pilot. That thing was extraterrestrial, I'm telling you.
Round the film, Si.
I don't understand. There's the other aircraft. What have you done? What have you done? What are you trying to pull? You've erased it, fixed it.
Why? Why should I do that?
I ought to knock that smile right back down.
Yes, things are not always what they seem to be, Mr. Foster. Okay. You saw that?
More games.
Did you see it stop?
Stop?
Look, I throw it up, and it falls back into my hand. But for a split second, just at the top of the trajectory, it stops. Did you see it? But it did stop.
If you say so.
No, Foster, it didn't. It's moving forward at 500 knots, like everything else in this plane. And yet again, this whole aircraft is moving with the rotation of the Earth. Confusing, but fact. Apparent facts can be confusing in an aircraft at night at 250,000 feet. Now, tell me all about it. What did you see from that cockpit?
An extraterrestrial spacecraft.
A light source?
Yes.
A trick of light?
No.
A reflection from the instrument panel?
No.
Refracted from the glass of your visor and the windscreen?
No!
There are 100 other explanations.
Only one, and you know it.
Well, I have a report to write. If you could give me a few facts. Your name, Paul Foster, address, I have it. You've been a pilot for...
8 years.
8 years. And a test pilot for 2.
Right.
Now, I can see here you reported a sighting 3 years ago.
Yes.
And another 2.5 years before that.
That's right.
Then we shouldn't be meeting again for another couple of years.
I don't normally enter rooms this way.
The janitor let me in.
Good old janitor. Drink?
Why did you murder my brother?
Don't give me that crud, Marsden. Find it. If you need more aircraft, appropriate them. Yes. Yes, I'm giving you the authority. Yes. Right. Right. What now?
The moon-based personnel are here, sir.
Send him in. Now look, Alec.
I know. You want that UFO located?
Yes. Bradley, Waterman, Lieutenant Ellis. I assume you know why you're here.
I'd like to say something, sir. As interceptor leader, I want to accept complete and sole responsibility for what happened.
Very gallant. Yes, that's a very brave gesture. But out of line. I know what happened. Now I want to know why. You people were selected because of your outstanding character, as well as intellect. What went wrong?
Then they told me you'd worked out a story to cover wrecking a very expensive aircraft and killing my brother.
Well, you've heard both sides of the story. What do you believe?
I don't know.
You know, as long ago as 1968, the authorities issued a report officially denying the existence of UFOs. Why?
I don't understand.
Why deny it? Why bother? I'll give you a reason. Let's say the authorities had proof, indisputable proof that UFOs had come to Earth. What would be the result if it leaked out? Mass hysteria, terror, a breakdown of authority. So, they issue a report, an official denial, and try to discredit anyone who claims to have seen one. 5 years ago, I saw one. 2 years later, another. They exist, you've got to believe them. Up there with your brother, I saw something.
I believe you.
Thanks. Your brother had a camera. Did they find it?
I don't know. There are some personal effects, but I'm not allowed to have them yet. Something to do with security.
Who told you that?
A man called Koufax.
Koufax? Do me a favor, meet me tomorrow.
But what are you going to do?
Follow my nose. Don't worry. Everybody else thinks I'm a nut. I've got nothing to lose.
Where are you going?
See you tomorrow.
Lieutenant Ellis, Waterman, I'd like you to begin the computer test while I interview astronaut Bradley.
Right.
Cigarette?
Thank you.
Nervous?
No.
There's no need to be. This is all quite confidential. Please sit. There. Before we start, I'd like to get one thing straight. I've no liking for you blacks. You ever heard that phrase or something similar on moonbase?
No, never.
You didn't seem surprised when I said it.
I assumed you didn't mean it.
Good.
Range 800 miles, sir. Closing.
Launch stations.
Launch stations!
Lift-off stations.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Right. Stand by for liftoff. Leveling off at 10,000.
Roger. Sky 1 airborne, sir. Thanks.
Word association. Ready? Father.
Mother.
Hot.
Cold.
Geometry.
Variable.
Oh, yes, of course. You were a pilot before you became an astronaut. Apple.
Teacher.
Sun.
Moon.
Tree.
Pine.
Hate.
Love.
Love.
This is Shadow Control. UFO 48 miles from your present position.
Thanks, Control. I have it on the scope. Have visual contact. Closing for attack.
Sky 1 reports a hit, but UFO is turned and is still airborne.
Signal all radar stations. Tell the commanders if they lose it this time, they'll answer to me. Get some rest, Alec. You look tired.
Shadow control to all radar tracking stations. UFO has been hit, but is still airborne.
Did he say anything else? No, just that I'd been cleared, and I was scheduled on the next flight back to the moon.
And us?
He's the one who needs looking at. Oh, don't worry.
You can't hear a next glass case he calls an office. Tell me something.
Does Shadow have anyone checking him out?
If they did, it would probably be a computer.
Lieutenant Ellis, will you come in, please?
Please sit down.
Coming down, sir.
Great. When it lands, let me know its exact position.
Roger.
Oh, have a seat, Alec.
I don't believe it.
Oh, no, that's for you.
Thanks.
Well, the UFO has landed. But this time we know where.
Exact position?
Close enough to Lexfield Air Base, Canada, for you to be there by first light tomorrow.
Fine.
I want them, Alec. I want them alive.
I'll do what I can.
You'll be the field commander. I'll monitor the whole operation from here. Central Control will give you all the details, but the transporter will be loaded and ready for takeoff at 2100 hours.
Fine.
Oh, one more thing, Alec. Dr. Schroeder has finished with the moonbase personnel. His report is quite clear. I'd like you to handle that, too.
Right. I'll do it before I leave.
This is the way I want it done.
Mahogany.
Table.
Grass.
Green.
Laugh.
Cry.
This is an interesting reaction. Watch this carefully.
Sunrise.
Morning.
Black. Black.
Bird. Blackbird.
Blackbird. Oh, yes, yes, good.
A 2.04 second delay. You could see her mind racing. She was consciously avoiding giving the standard answer. White. Look at the stress factor at that point. 5 times normal.
And your conclusions are based on that?
My conclusions are based on 8 hours of exhaustive tests, 20 years of experience, and the conclusion formed by the computer. That example was one which I thought even a layman might understand. I'll leave you to it.
Come in, come in. Sit down. I'm not going to waste time with the details of this report because you'll be given copies of it. But I'd like to read you its conclusions. 1. Taking into account the circumstances at the time of detonation, it was clearly the duty of Lieutenant Ellis to decide the type of evasive action to be taken. On that count, Lieutenant Ellis is cleared, provided that the decision was in no way influenced by emotional factors. Which brings us to point 2. The 3 personnel directly concerned were subject to standard psychiatric and psychocomputer tests with the following results. Astronaut Lou Waterman, clear on all counts. Astronaut Mark Bradley, emotion count 0.48 paranormal, clear on other counts. Lieutenant Ellis, stress factor 1.28 paranormal. Emotion count 0.35 paranormal, clear on other counts. 3. These results are attributed to an emotional attachment between Lieutenant Ellis and Astronaut Bradley. It ends with a confidential recommendation as to what action should be taken. Well, we'll just have to hope that this thing sorts itself out. Meantime, Straker's given you separate postings. Bradley, you'll report to moonbase.
And me, sir?
Shadow headquarters, Earth.
Well, everything's lined up with the Air Force. You'll get their fullest cooperation.
I'll be on my way.
Well, Alec, who are you taking with you?
Does it matter?
No, except that I hadn't seen the list of personnel.
It includes Mark Bradley and Lieutenant Ellis.
Your decision?
My decision. Without the aid of a computer.
Koufax, you've got a mind like a steel trap. Straker.
The transport has just landed at Lexfield, Canada, sir.
Fine, fine.
Shadow mobiles 1, 2, and 3 proceed to search area.
The other mobiles are on their way, sir.
Good.
Shadow Mobile 1 to control.
In position.
Roger 1.
No visual contact.
Shadowmobile 2 in position, sir. Shadowmobile 3 in position.
All 3 mobiles are in position, sir.
Good. Send one in.
Which one, sir?
The one in the best position. Standard procedure.
Control to Shadow Mobile 3.
Close in for final assault.
Roger, Control.
Should be able to see it any second.
There it is. Have visual contact.
About 300 yards ahead.
Any sign of movement?
No, nothing. We're going in closer.
Right. Take it easy.
Shadowmobile 3 to Control.
We're under attack.
Head back to the ridge.
We're still under fire.
They seem to be using some sort of...
SM3, can you hear me? Come in, SM3.
Radio and tracking link negative. They must have been hit.
Send the next one in. I know the risk. Send it in.
This is Control to Shadow Mobile 1. Close in on UFO.
Roger.
This is Col Freeman. We must assume SM3 is non-operational.
Stop just below the top of the ridge and proceed on foot.
I repeat, proceed on foot.
Understood.
Okay, let's go.
Roger. Backup forces in position and standing by, sir.
Okay. Fan out. .250 yards from UFO.
Closing in.
They're closing in, sir.
Look out!
They don't miss a trick.
There's nothing.
No, but it proves that somebody was interested enough to doctor this film as well.
Paul, Might it be better to forget all this?
No. I can't just drop it, don't you understand?
I'll go and get those back issue papers you wanted.
Today?
Yes, they're flying the alien back to HQ now.
You all right?
I'm fine.
Mark, there's something I must tell you. After Mobile 3 was hit, Freeman told me to send another one in. Mobile 2 was in a better position.
It's okay. I was glad of the action.
Don't you understand what I'm saying? I risked your life to prove a point.
You did it to prove that Straker and the computers were wrong.
Well?
Much the same situation we've experienced before. The alien was breathing a liquid containing a bioacrophilic compound, imparting the usual green tint to the face and neck. The hair was unaffected, and the eyes had protective shells. Oh, we've managed to revert the respiration to normal atmosphere.
Successfully?
5 hours is not long enough to tell.
It's long enough to tell us that we're dealing with a comparatively young alien. Past experience has shown us that once they breathe our atmosphere, they deteriorate to their true age. I want to see if I can get anything out of him, Doctor. How soon can he be ready?
Look, we're crossing new physiological frontiers, how can I say? Well, I suppose he's as ready now as he'll ever be.
Right, Doctor. Appears to be humanoid and highly intelligent. The biosensor tells us his eyes and ears are in excellent condition. Computer reports indicate he's in perfect health. There must be some way we can communicate.
You've been interrogating him for 43 minutes. How much longer?
Why?
We've got to remove the barrier compound from his hair to assist oxygen absorption.
All right, all right. Now, let's go over it once again. The answers are needed to certain questions. I'm asking you to cooperate. It's no good, Alec. He either can't or doesn't want to understand. There's no alternative. I'm going to try one of the new anodynes to break down his resistance. Which do you recommend, Doctor?
Well, GL7's the most effective in my experience, but in this case...
Well?
I can't guarantee the result. It could be dangerous.
How dangerous?
Who knows? But the decision and the responsibility must be yours.
Well, your reactions are all right. You heard that clearly enough. All right, Doctor. Now, the drug will lower your resistance. It's no use fighting it. You must help us. You must cooperate.
Pulse rate increasing. Still increasing. Hold him down.
Drink, Alec?
No, thanks. I'd like you to accept this.
We've worked together a long time, Alec.
Maybe too long.
Can't we talk about it?
There's not much to say. It's a difference in temperament.
You think I wanted him to die? It was a calculated risk.
It's not only that. You make all your decisions based on cold logic, computer predictions.
"1984. I wonder what it's going to be like in 20 years' time. Will the computers take over completely?
Why don't you ask them? They seem to have all the answers, even now.
We build them, program them, and they tell us what we're going to think before we know it ourselves.
Well, you better make that phone call.
I'll sleep on it.
Straker, it's for you, Alec.
Freeman. Well, when did you find this out? Well, you know what it means, don't you? Right. No. Now leave that with me. Yeah. Bye. Mark Bradley.
Important?
He thinks it is. Well, it looks like you were right. You and your computers.
Oh, by the way, Alec. Would you tell Lieutenant Ellis and Astronaut Bradley that they're to return to moonbase immediately and assume their normal duties?
That's not what the report recommended.
Not the first report, no. But this report analyzed the flight paths. And it shows that had normal procedure been followed, we would have lost all 3 interceptors.
You mean her decision wasn't influenced by emotion?
You tell me.
See you.
Yeah, I feel great.
Who did this?
Well, it certainly wasn't the janitor.
I'll get you a drink. What is it, Paul?
Straker. Ed Straker.
Paul Foster. No, I don't think I want to speak to him now. Tell him to meet me in the studio. In an hour. Right. Find Alec Freeman for me, will you? Ask him to come here.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to see me?
Yes. I'm seeing Paul Foster in an hour.
How much does he know?
That's what I aim to find out. You look after things down here.
You plan to use that?
Good afternoon.
My name's Foster.
Ah, yes, to see Mr. Straker. Mr. Straker told me to tell you to meet him at Rupert Square.
Rupert Square?
Hold it right there. You must be Foster. I'm Straker. Ed Straker. Hey, Louis! Where are you?
I'll be right with you, sir.
Is, that thing real?
Excuse me. Yes, we'll get something built over here. I'd really like to see something interesting up along on the top there. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine, Louis. You can go ahead.
Right, thanks, Mr. Straker. We'll start building right away.
Just check with me in the morning about the final details.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to work out just fine. Oh, that's Louis, my construction manager. Great guy. Well, what's on your mind, Mr. Foster?
Unidentified flying objects.
Oh, good subject. You got a script?
No. I really mean it. I saw one.
Now, why don't you tell me all about it then?
Yes?
Where's Commander Straker, Miss Ealand?
He's still with Foster, sir.
Thanks.
That really is a very good story, Mr. Foster. But I'm in the film business. I suggest you tell that story to the police, the Army, the Marines. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a very heavy schedule.
Quite a switch, Air Force Colonel, to film executive.
You must have your wires crossed somewhere.
Have I?
Mr. Foster, let's step into my office.
Some office.
Oh, it's too big. Sparsely furnished. Very hard to heat. But we won't be disturbed. Oh, it's soundproof, too.
Look, 10 years ago, you were a colonel in the Air Force, a degree in astrophysics, 2 years lunar research at MIT, a career officer. What happened?
Well, let's say the car crash made me want to change my career.
Why did it crash?
We had a blowout.
On a Rolls Royce at 50 miles an hour.
They don't make the tires.
Then why was the whole area cordoned off?
Well, you've obviously read the report. A British cabinet minister was killed. Security.
I don't buy it, Straker.
Look, I'm not trying to sell you anything, boy.
Look, sir, I've been through a lot these last few weeks. First there was Koufax. I found a letter to you in his safe. Oh, that was innocent enough, but someone got at him. And then Jackson from the military investigation team. What happened to the film, Straker? The film that showed the proof. The film that cost my co-pilot his life. And then those two bright boys who came to my apartment and bust the place up. I suppose they were sent to frighten me off.
Where's your evidence, Foster? Just show me one thing. Just one. What you're saying is that Foster's right and everyone else is wrong.
What I'm saying is that I'm right.
Oh, you're wrong, Foster. You're so wrong.
Look, I don't give up. I keep slinging the mud until some of it sticks. You have known the last of this, Mr. Film Executive Straker.
Things are not always what they seem, Mr. Foster. An acoustic gun. It's very clever. Place charges in the wall of a set, for example, load the gun with blanks, and when you fire it, the sound detonates the charges. Very realistic. Well, you look surprised. I think we got a few more surprises for you. Let's go. Open up. It's all right, Miss Ealand. So, you're a test pilot.
That's right.
Trained to expect the unexpected.
I guess so.
Then brace yourself. Straker.
Voice identification positive. Commander Straker.
Where are we?
The underground headquarters of Shado.
Shado?
Okay, Alec. Wheel them in.
So what happens now?
You were on a test flight over the North Atlantic, Foster. Due to a kind of dogged stupidity, you found yourself in the middle of a UFO incident. Well, this is Col Freeman. Dr. Fraser, you already know.
Hello, Foster. How are the eyes?
We induced a temporary blindness, just to keep you on ice for a few days. Now, your boss, Koufax, knows nothing of all this, but he played along. He has his military contract to think of. Operatives Doug Jackson and Cy Chan. Jackson's a psychiatrist as well as a trained interrogator. His report told me quite a lot about you.
Yes, determined, good logical thought pattern, a little headstrong.
Louis Graham, electronics man. And he happens to be a pretty good construction manager as well.
So you had the whole thing wrapped up from the start. Why this setup? Why Shado? Why this secrecy?
You summed it up pretty well yourself.
I'll give you a reason. Let's say the authorities had proof, indisputable proof that UFOs had come to Earth. What would be the result if it leaked out? Mass hysteria, terror, a breakdown of authority.
I said that in the apartment.
So, they issue a report.
Hello, Paul.
The field leader of Project Foster, Operative Janna Wade. It's all been a test for you, Foster. You followed a predictable set of clues. You even showed a certain initiative. But basically, it was an inevitable chain that led you to the studio. Thank you. Now stay, Alec. You realize, of course, that we can never let you go free. You know too much. There is one way. Shado needs men. I'm talking about leaders, commanders, men able to captain the world's most advanced submarines, take control of moonbase. The right men. Are you one, Foster? After the stiffest medical you've ever experienced? After weeks of computer and psychoanalytic tests? After a training course that will tear your guts out, you might be halfway there.
Well, I'd like to try.
I thought you would. Read this.
Foster. Paul J. 804.
It's all yours, Alec. Straker. Yes, I'll speak to him. Would you get me moonbase, please? Oh, and by the way, where are those transit reports I asked for? Would you get this, please, and get it good and clear? Immediately means now. Right.